And now we have a poet returning to Dodo, my house, who really pleased that she's able to come back to read for us tonight. She's an actor, Chloe Orrock. She's based in London. She's currently training at LAMDA. She's previously on the poetry scene, won the Farrago School's Out Slam, which was last year. The LAMDA Original Poetry Performance Competition in 2014. I was commended by the 4 Young Poets of the Year. So, quite a nice track record there. So I'd really like you to give a big Dodo on press. Welcome to Chloe Orrock.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here, so thank you, Patrick, for, steering the ship and all that. That was an amazing first half. It was wonderful. Really, really wonderful. I'm not very good at talking between poems bits, so I probably won't do that much of that. I'm going to do a mix of old and new stuff, mostly new actually. This first one's a sonnet. I've been trying to write sonnets, resulting in quite a lot of bad sonnets, and some that I'm willing to do. So this is called BC, which is my parents' code name for before children. It's code for before we existed, me and my sister. We're flicking through a book on different dogs, a Christmas gift from my sister to me, when suddenly my mother stops, face locked onto the Rhodesian ridgeback, its head flat and broad and its neck building up towards hard cheeks, soft ears flopping over strong jaws. "Oh," she says, unswerving from the photograph. "I don't think I like those ones. When I was young, they had them next door." And I, who always laughed at her nervousness of dogs before, now listen on, as she recalls her 5-year-old's fear in Kitwe of these slathering giants who ate her kittens alive. It's odd to me how many other inadvertent secrets must be locked up in my mother. Thanks. So this is called Early Morning on the Beach. See you all a bit better. Early morning on the beach. We bob together in our little vessel, nestled in a line of round rowboats, jostling like full stops that punctuate the sentence end of where the land drops off the edge of the world into the sky-soaked sea. We perch like angels on the last pinhead of the ellipsis before morning, the shore drawing a mirror slice between us. Your face is as frighteningly unfamiliar to me as my own can be, glimpsed from a strange angle in a shop dressing room or in the bathroom cabinet in the 3 a.m. gloom. We are surrounded by lights too shy to shine the minute you acknowledge them with looking. Ships and stars, light years apart, that congregate around the scimitar horizon as if that was added last. A line plotted on the points of a scattergraph to indicate a general trend, not strong enough to lend precision to any predictions. We don't pretend that we will stay on this same small boat forever. We're both bucking at our moorings, but we will sit here still together on this shifting shore until the morning. Thanks. Another sonnet for you. I don't really have a name for this one, so if anyone can think of a good name for it, please let me know. I've realised recently that distance doesn't quite mean the things I thought it meant. It isn't a schism of miles of space between us, or the missing of a face. It wasn't in my skin tingling for his, even while the earth's bulk hulked between us. We were close in our mutual wish to close the gap, still. His ghost filled the cold bedclothes. He knows now, I suspect, what I have found distance to mean. Not the clean ache of gone, with absence always present, not the longing shared, but the healing that we knew would come. The feeling of done, of sleeping fine at night, of finding he's he and not you when I write. Thanks. This is the last one I'm going to do in this half because it's quite long. It's a poem that I've noticed a lot of, a lot of poets, but especially young women poets, have a story that's similar to this. I actually wrote this before I kind of really got very involved in poetry, so I didn't know that. But since having started sort of coming to more of these, I've found that lots of people have their own version of this poem, which I think is a great thing and an important thing. So this is called Zero. I'm on the last due poem. I'm just sitting there and I'm fairly unaware of myself because I'm thinking about something else. I'm on my way back from seeing my sister in a play and I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about how far she's come from the days when she was younger and she had the hunger but maybe a little less of the courage. I'm thinking about her talent, her gradually acquired skill, the slowly growing burn of the fire of her will, the sheer beauty of her mind and heart and smile, the sheer pride in her that's mine and hers, and I'll try and watch her again soon. Meanwhile, there's other things in there too. The little place in my head where you have tended to reside recently, the little space in my bed where through a series of nights you've put down roots and curled them round mine. That's the poem I'm trying to write in my mind. The show that I'm trying to learn my lines for, the war my landlord has got on with next door. So I'm not paying much attention when at the next station 3 men station themselves opposite me. But I slowly notice that they're using an unusual number of numbers. Their manner is casual, totally usual, but their mutual refusal to use a few words, the usual way conversation occurs, that grabs the corner of my attention and shakes at it like a child tugging a paper. They aren't telephone numbers, the format's not right. They aren't distances, temperatures, bets on a fight. They aren't figures, sums, accounts, amounts. A mounting suspicion is dampened by doubt at their total ease and the fact they don't seem to be staring. But I'm aware now, so I keep my face down and dazed, but my ears and focus are both turned their way. 72264. You sure? Surely the 2s shouldn't be the same. Yeah, I reckon they are, but in different ways. 62274 though, I reckon. What? Are you kidding me? That way round? Okay, what about this? 72274. Pause. The 2 either side, high five. 5. 5 women in the carriage with those men. 5 digits under 10. 5 seconds till I glance at them again, and this time I can see that, like me, they want to see but not be seen to be. Their eyes keep flicking, too quick to be too much, at the 2 women who they just ranked at 2. 2 women who were just sat having a chat on the tube, and I'm confused because for what test are they being marked out of 10? There's no list of words, spellings, sums, a bunch of questions, some right and some wrong. They're just breathing and sitting and quietly talking. One of them's tapping her foot on the floor, and for this she's been graded and given a score. This jury of 3 in the space of a minute have taken her life and everything in it and boiled it down to the picture they see when they glance over so quickly that no one can see. Now, just to be clear on it, this woman may not give a shit. Her identity and her sense of herself is probably built on considerably more than the extent to which her draw in the physical lottery, in the genetic lottery of physical appearance, happens to align with the current design of the arbitrary, socially constructed ideal of beauty, in the opinions of 3 strangers who have no bearing on her life. But that doesn't make it right. To stamp a number on a person like a price. To think that your gaze has a right to quantify their life. And to you it might seem like a childish game matching numbers to pictures, but to me it's a game matching numbers to me. And to you it might seem like nothing major, but my body is appraised by strangers continually. And for you to do that so brazenly, openly, in your everyday tone, well, that actually did have me thrown. And don't get me wrong, I don't want your assessment in any form. Words hurled at me in the street make me want to hurl, but to not even bother with language, to make me so uncomplicated, even as an image, that just one digit is required. And here's what really gets me fired. The thing that makes me sting is that if my sister had been there on the train, they'd have stuck a number on her just the same. And I only realised the game they were playing a second before they got off the train, so I didn't get to say anything to them, which is a shame, because now somehow I feel to blame. Like, because I didn't call them out, I somehow copped out, dropped out of a chance to advance social equality. Because I didn't mutiny, I gave them immunity. Because I had the opportunity and I missed it, I'm somehow complicit in my own objectification. Like I've played along because I didn't tell them it's wrong. I let it belong as socially acceptable, respectable, forgettable, normal. Like my silence said it was fine. It's allowed because I didn't protest aloud. Allowed absence of grievance, giving license, giving clearance. Like my omission was a deliberate position of permission, this permission was now as responsible as they were, or more. Being the voice, or lack of the actual subject. And how is it fair that my just sitting there puts me in a place where I have to face a choice between giving up my voice and arguing with strangers? Arguing with strangers, or knowing that if I didn't, I should have. Why is the onus on me to say that I want to get home at the end of the day without being marked out of 10? When am I going to be able to go where I'm going without knowing that the men over there are staring? Without being aware of their stares, scared of their stares, because my fair share of friends have actually been attacked by their catcallers. It might seem tiny, but you see, it reminded me that some people look at my sister and see a body, not a person. And I know there are worse things and no one got hurt, but I think there are links between such an overt reduction of a person's worth and whatever the worst things you're thinking of were. And the things I should have said run through my head as I tread the familiar path to my bed, and I wish I'd said, hey, because I try to judge people by a little bit more than what they look like, I want you to know you'd all score no more than a 0. Thanks.
Chloe Orrock, more applause please. Okay, the great first half, I think you'll agree. We're going to take a 20-minute break now, so you can refresh your glasses. If you haven't had a chance to buy a ticket yet, please come to the front of the class.